Hi guys, it's 7. I'm gonna try to clean the screen. We'll give it a little bit. Usually that's how live streams go. We give it a few minutes. Hi guys. Under health consent. Hi Sergio, hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Leo says, hola, hola, how are you? JD says, hey chulo, hey, ¿cómo estás? I'm very excited to do mi primer live stream of the year. Charmaine says, hi, how are you? Let's put a little link right here on my Instagram. Andrea Mami puts a little heart. Thank you so much. Jesse Sile says, hi, Sergio. Hi, how are you? It's going to be a fun live stream. I haven't not done a live stream in a very, very, very long time. Mira ese papi dice JD. Thank you. Let's give it a little bit longer. Pero ya sabes, with live streams, it's always a Q&A, and then we just kind of start as a conversation, and then we just kind of go from there. Aiden Jack says, hi, how are you? I'm planning to just do the live stream as long as it goes, as long as there's questions. Phil says, love the page, jealous, LOL. Thank you for loving the page, Phil. Charmaine says, looking great. Thank you so much. I just got a haircut today. I got my eyebrows done like 2 days ago. I put a little brow fill, and I've just been working out and eating healthy and just living my best version of myself. So I've been feeling really, really great these last few days. Well, ever since 2022. Let's just put it at that. But is everybody having a good year so far? Cash Addict B-Boy says, hey, Sergio. Hey, how are you? Inra says, you lost so much weight. You're looking so fit and fabulous. Thank you so much. Yes, I have been working out quite a bit. I probably will have a workout after this, my second one of the day, but we shall see if that's going to happen. My friends are deciding what they want to do later, but if they take too long, I'll probably sneak in a little workout before I go out to dinner or whatever they want to do. Yeah, man, I like your designer. Thank you so much. How does the Sesame Street theme song go? I don't know. I didn't grow up really watching Sesame Street. I know like Elmo, right, and Big Bird and the rest of them, but I don't know. I don't know how the theme song goes. I don't remember. Janelle says, having a great year so far. Love your videos. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I really, really appreciate it. What have you been doing other than working out? I've just been honestly just living my life. I'm kind of like figuring things a lot by myself and with friends and stuff. Living in Houston was such a eye-opening experience. There's been so much things that's happened, like a lot, good and bad. And that's not an excuse why I'm not as active as I once was. But everything has been quite a learning lesson for me. I've learned so much these last few months. Ever since I moved here, it's been a learning lesson. Like literally every other few days, I learn a new lesson. Right now, I'm going through a lesson, and it's good. They're not repeated mistakes or repeated things, but I don't know. I've just learned quite a lot. Are you still wearing the Coach Heart bag? So my Coach Heart bag, I have not worn it since I think February 13th. Did I wear it on the 14th? I don't think I wore it on the 4th. Monday, no. I wore it this past weekend a little bit, but I have been wearing it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to wear it still. I mean, it's a pink bag. Obviously, there's always going to be occasions where a bag like this will always be appropriate to wear. But as far as like me to wear it like, let's say tonight or like within the next week. I don't plan to, but also I kind of go by my outfits. And for me, I like to change. I like to kind of do everything. And so for me, um, I'm not sure if I'm gonna change out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna wear it anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure within a couple of days I'm gonna rewear it. But that's how I am with all my bags. I just kind of go from, like, let's say a pair of jeans, and then that jeans will turn my entire outfit. If I want to wear this cardigan that I just got yesterday, I'm gonna go buy that cardigan and then go buy everything else. So we shall see. We shall see. And especially since I've been wearing a little bit lighter colors, even though today I am wearing black. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wear it, but I have not worn it since I think the 13th of February. Um, let's see. Got a lot of designer on my Insta pics. I got a Fendi tattoo good too. Oh, that's cute, little Fendi moment. Let's see. Matt says, Sergio, mucho amor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Matt. JD says, you're staying in Houston. Yes. Right now, my current residence is in Houston, and I have been liking it ever since I moved here. But there's a lot of things that's it's a definitely eye-changing city. It gives me very fast paced, a little bit more than Dallas. Do you have a heel collection? I was just binge watching your videos. No, I do not. I only own one pair of heels, and they are um, ones that I just kind of use just to if I need them for a particular outfit, like a costume. But I don't have any heels in my collection. Alyssa the MUA says, "Hey Sergio, hey, how are you?" Charmaine says, "Lovely," and then Cash Out B says, "Thanks Sergio." But yeah, it's been pretty great. Everything, but I'm so glad to go on live streams, and I'm planning to continue doing live streams going forward, because it's something that I always forget that I love to do, especially on Fridays, because Fridays is my favorite day of the week. So, Fridays are my favorites. Hello, Sergio. Happy 2022. I've got the same Telfar bag, the UGG one. I just love it. I think it's so cute. I love everything about it. I love the bag right here. It's so cute. It's so fuzzy. It goes well with my UGG boots. And I will say it's gotten like a little bit of wear, but I didn't spray it down. Normally with my bags and shoes, I normally don't baby them. I like to live in the moment. Obviously, I'm not gonna throw food on here, but I have been loving it pretty much. But yes, we are twins, and I love my little UGG so far. It's definitely a moment. And honestly, I don't see myself having any more Tofars in the near future, because I just feel like that one's like so unique and so different. Boy, imagine if you moved to New York, what would you encounter? I would probably encounter like a lot of things, but the things that I've encountered in Houston is a lot. Literally last Saturday, I had the most craziest thing happen to me, but just kind of have to keep it moving and just be grateful to live another day. Um, let's see. Will you do a fragrance review soon? I probably will, but I'll probably end up doing that on TikTok. So my TikTok is Sergio Secret 2, Alyssa. I have been trying to incorporate TikTok a little bit more. It's actually quite fun. And the videos that I do post, I do get quite good interaction with. Just because I feel like a full fragrance like video, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm not good at explaining fragrances, so I feel like in like a 3-minute format video would be a little bit better to like show you my collection, or to kind of do like 2 3-minute videos and to kind of show a little bit of everything. Um, I think that's something that I want to do versus just doing a full video. But if you follow me on TikTok, or I should probably get to it very soon, because that's a question that I do get a lot. I have gotten like a few new fragrances since the last couple of live streams, but it's pretty much still the same. And I did repurchase Tom Ford Ombre Leather when I finished it in December, and I'm still loving that fragrance. It's my signature fragrance, especially at nighttime. Are you going to get the Tofar you've been posting on IG? The purple one? No. The reason why I really like to post a Tofar is just because a lot of you guys always tell me that you guys miss the drops, and then you guys say, "Oh, I never get an opportunity, or I never know when the drops comes out," or you are signed up for the emails and you guys may not get the emails, or you may not get to it. Maybe you scroll through Instagram stories a little bit more. So I like to post it for my subscribers and the people that follow me on Instagram, just to see when a new color drops, because that's a brand that you guys are very interested in, is Telfar. And so I don't mind just reposting it just so you guys can kind of have a heads up, or you can screenshot it or like send it through via DM towards whoever needs to see it. So I just kind of post it. I do like the color purple, but I will not be purchasing that one. If I do get another Telfar, it'll probably be a little baby one. It'll probably be in white if I'm being quite honest. Um, Stella says, "Hi Sergio, you're looking so good, but don't lose no more weight. Keep some carnita, lol. Love you from Canvas. Used to live in Dallas. Partied up in clubs in Oakland." That's going to be me tomorrow. I'm going to be in Dallas tomorrow for the next 2 days. I have one of my close friends' birthdays, so tomorrow I think tomorrow I'll be in Dallas, so it's gonna be a crazy night. Usually with Dallas, with all my homeboys and homegirls, it's usually pretty fun, and I'm bringing some friends from Houston to Dallas, so it's gonna be pretty fun, and it's gonna be a fun, fun trip. Usually when I have a little road trip, it's usually nothing but fun, and so no drama, no anything. You guys know I don't tolerate none of that, but I always have a great time anywhere I go. You guys know I love to talk to everybody. I no, I'm not like a rude person. Like I can have conversations with everybody, but I know tomorrow and Sunday, fun day, are definitely going to be so much fun. But yes, as far as weight, I probably want to lose just like a little bit more, and then probably bulk up. Not bulk up, but just get a little bit more leaner and start doing like a little bit more weights. I recently started doing a little bit more weights because I usually just kind of like do more like running and like the escalators and all the other ones, but I've been doing a lot more weights, and I find that the weights have been helping me a little bit better, but then I wake up sore the next day. Sergio, you're back. That says Lauren. Desiree says, what do you think of all the price increases with luxuries? So that's going to be a whole video discussion that I'm going to be making, but just to quickly answer the question is it just has to do with, I feel like a lot of brands and companies are using inflation as an excuse to raise their prices. Some more than others, but I've seen certain brands say the same price point, like as far as Marc Jacobs, but Tory Burch recently had a price increase and it was like pretty steep. Like things went up like 50 to even $100 more. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach has a price increase soon. But I feel like for certain brands, they kind of use that as an excuse. But honestly, it's just the way the brands want to position themselves as branding. Even with, for example, Burberry has been more exclusive when it comes to controlling their sales through department stores like Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, and Saks Fifth Avenue. They've been just controlling a lot more things about branding, and I feel like going forward, a lot more designer brands are going to be like that. And I can even see, like as of now, Burberry's even positioning themselves to be a little bit more elevated versus a few years ago, or even last season or season few ago. Burberry was a little bit more easy to get on sale and stuff. Things are definitely changing. Valentino's another brand that's changing a lot as far as their wholesales. I kind of notice everything. People tell me everything, but you can just kind of tell just as a consumer standpoint as well. Um, Phil says, I followed you on TikTok. Do you only wear designer? I wear a little bit of everything. Like right now, this is a Free People sweater. I wear more contemporary and designer, but I do have like my H&M, my Uniqlo, and like my Target pieces. But for the most part, I do wear a little bit more contemporary and designer. Um, but it just honestly depends my outfit and what I'm wearing. But primarily, like I would say, like 85% of my wardrobe, not to 90, is going to be more contemporary in the designer price point or brands. Hit the country bar. It's so fun. Saw drag show 2 blast. Yeah, it is always a blast. And the country bar is Roundup. Oh my god, that one gets so crazy on the weekends. It gets so packed, but it's always such a fun vibe. I do like going to Roundup. Um, Janelle says, "Do you know if Tory Burch will ever repeat colors in their collection? I like the baby blue Kira that was released a while ago, but didn't buy it. Do you recommend I search for it pre-love?" Tory Burch is one of those brands that doesn't really re-release colors in the same family. So, for example, in Kira, it's always going to be different colors or maybe a different variation of blue, but it's not going to be the exact same one. So I would suggest going through the pre-love route or try to see maybe you can find it like on one of those discount websites online. But she really doesn't repeat colors. Once something is discontinued, it's very rare that I've seen it come back. So if it's not a replenishment item, usually if it's for the season, it's just for the season. And if obviously if it goes on markdown, after the markdown, it usually doesn't get replenished or it doesn't come back. And if it does come back, it's like a little bit different. So the baby blue Kira, I honestly don't think it's gonna come back. But if you do want it, I would honestly go for it through pre-loved, or I would go through it for just try to see like if you can find it online, like on a website that that they'll have it a little bit discounted. But be careful because sometimes some of those websites that are brand new, they kind of upcharge a little bit. Are you going to the Bad Bunny concert? I am not going to the Bad Bunny concert. I actually got offered to go yesterday, and I think the Dallas one is like tomorrow. I also got offered to go, but I don't know. I'm not a big concert person. I actually don't really enjoy concerts at all. I've only been to a handful of concerts. I'm just not a concert goer, but I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I don't know. Probably not. And I do like Bad Bunny a lot, but I don't know if I'm paying out of pocket for myself. I'd rather see somebody else, if I'm being honest. But he's a pretty great musician, and I do like Bad Bunny. But I don't know. I feel like I'd rather pay to see like Ariana Grande or Pink or even Kelly Clarkson. I would much rather pay, or even Katy Perry in Las Vegas. I would much rather pay to see that than Bad Bunny. Thoughts on the LV denim collection? So let's discuss both denim collections, the older one and the newer one. I like the older ones. It's very like vintage. It's very the vibe. And the new denim collection, I do like. I am a big fan of denim items in general. I love denim. I'm a big jean person. I'm wearing denim right now, and so for me, anything in denim, I love. I even have like a denim Marc Jacobs bag right here, which I'm actually going to style pretty well if I do say so myself pretty soon. But I'm here for the Louis Vuitton denim collection. I love anything denim, especially in accessories. And then I have that little Prada makeup bag too in denim. What's your favorite domestic designer? Domestic as in US designer, I would say. I would probably say if it's a US designer, and if I kind of like misinterpreted domestic, please let me know. I would probably say if it's like a US designer, I would probably say Tom Ford. And the reason why I say Tom Ford is because Tom Ford is such a luxury brand. Like just the aesthetic, this how the boutiques are, how he positions himself as a person. I think that he's a brilliant designer. He's from Austin, Texas, and he turned around Gucci. He made Gucci, hot again. And obviously, we see how Gucci turned into now with Alessandro Michel. So I would say Tom Ford is probably my favorite domestic, or I guess US designer. I think he does things very, very well, and I have nothing but respect for Tom Ford. Um, let's see, saludos de Monterrey, saludos desde Houston. A ver si voy a Monterrey muy pronto. LV just went up in price. This is from Stella. Yes, the Louis Vuitton price increase was pretty steep. It went by like a lot. Like it was crazy. I think a Louis Vuitton Neverfull is now over $2,000, which is absolutely insane. I remember back in like '07, '09, '07, 8, and 9, they were like, when I first got into it, it was like $600, $700. So seeing it be well over double and like, obviously all over like a few years, like 13, 14 years, it's crazy because growing up, I would always see like the Chanel flaps, how they kind of go up in value. And now like I'm witnessing kind of like the Neverfulls go up in value, which I think is actually quite interesting that I'm kind of living through that. So, and like even like Chanel's too. But I mean, it did go up, but honestly, they are a luxury brand and they know what they're doing. They wouldn't do a price increase if people wouldn't be paying for it. Literally the day of the price increase, I was at the Houston Galleria and I had to take care of some things. And I was literally seeing people have Louis Vuitton shopping bags. So, I mean, obviously they know what they're doing and they know people are still going to buy for it. And they're still controlling a lot of their canvas pieces about how they kind of like make it strategically, like they don't overproduce it. You're so gorgeous. Love your channel, Honeybee Love. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Uh, what are your goals for 2022? I think for 2022, I think definitely is going to work with a lot more brands and sponsorships. I think that's something that's such a long way coming. And right now I have a few. Honestly, this is the most I've ever had since I've started YouTube. Like I've never really had this much, and I'm really blessed. And one of them is like one that is a really great campaign that is like I can't believe like it's just like it's all coming a full circle. So I'm very very excited for it. But it's just to work with more brands and more companies and kind of put my name out there. And I think another goal that I want as far as like the channel is to definitely hit the 100,000 subscriber by the end of the year and have the plaque in hand. I think that's also something very due. I don't even know how many subscribers I have. I probably have like 64, 65, 63, something like that, where I need $35,000, $35,000, 35,000 more subscribers. So I know that's super, super doable, especially in the summertime. It's very easy. Anybody that does YouTube or is getting into YouTube, summertime's a really lucrative time to do YouTube because a lot of people are more at home, a lot of people are more on vacations, and they love to enjoy YouTube videos. So if you do want to blow up on social media, spring and summers are really lucrative time because after that time, a lot of people kind of get more busy within, after Labor Day and then also the holidays. So if you do want to start a following, I think right now is a really great opportunity. And then as far as myself, I definitely want to be the best version that I could be, and I want to be a little bit more. I want to tone down. I want to lose like probably like a few more pounds, and then probably tone up, and kind of like change my body like in a sense where like I like go a little bit more hammer versus just kind of like just doing a little bit, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, obviously, I have like a lot more, like, but those are just some of the few ones that are my prioritizing right now. Um, Danny says XOXO to you. Alyssa says, I regret not buying an LV Speedy years ago. I don't want to pay the price after the last increase. Yes, the last increase has been crazy. I mean, I know the Speedies. I remember when Speedies even like a few years ago were like 990, 1010, and now they're well over like ridiculous, especially for chemists. I mean, if you want it, especially in a bean, I would probably go pre-loved. Even if you do pay a little, like around less than retail. I mean, I feel like the canvas can be a little bit thicker, so I feel like you get more bang for your buck. But I don't even know the availability of items. Like, I don't know if you guys can let me know. I haven't been to Louis Vuitton shop since December. I was with my friend. He went to go buy a belt, and they did seem to have like a lot of cousins and stuff in stock. But I don't know about the SOGs. But I would probably go pre-love, but it is quite crazy. Like this last price increase was really crazy, especially the Cousin and the Capuchins. Those bags went up so crazy. Um, let's see. I'm thinking about learning how to make my own luxury goods. Me too. That's something that is a lot of work. I feel like for me, if I were to start a brand, obviously everything's gonna be produced, but I would actually want to know how to like sew an item, like how to start like from a leather at a leather tannery to turn it into the handbag that it is. I would want to learn all that process before I would ever even consider making it for sale. It seems like a lot of fun, but it seems like a lot of hard work. But I kind of have a clue, kind of like how to start, but it is a lot of work. But I mean, if you love it and that's your passion, then I mean, nothing's stopping you. Go do it. Life is too short. Are you eyeing a new Bottega piece? Yes, I do want another baby Jody. I kind of want one in the white color, and then I probably want um, another cassette, but I probably want it with the chain. And if I get it with the chain, it'll probably be like in brown or black. I think the brown with the gold chain is really pretty. I know we're more into the summertime, but honestly, I think browns look really pretty in the summertime. Obviously, like these bags right here are gonna go away pretty soon as I'm transitioning into spring and I'm starting to get spring merchandise in. I want to kind of like go into that vibe. I want to be a little bit ahead of the curve this time around. But another Jody is what I really, really have my eye on before anything else. That's the new Bottega I want. I know it's like a replenishment item is something that they always have within the last few years, but I really see the value in the Jody. Hi, brother. Good morning. It's from LK. Good evening from Houston. If you could, Armando says, if you could never purchase a luxury brand anymore, which contemporary would you gravitate towards the most? So if it's clothing, it'll probably be a Nina Bean. I think Anina Bing makes really, really pretty clothing, and her price points are pretty decent, and the quality is pretty nice. And I actually like Anina Bing. And if it's probably in like accessories, I'd probably pick. You if you were to ask me, I probably would have picked Tory Burch, but honestly, I'd probably pick Coach, just because Coach has so much history, and I really like a lot of the designs. They're like minimalistic, clean. They still have some funky, things that they do, but the quality is really, really there. And so I'll probably go Anina Being clothing, and then I'll probably do Vince shoes, like Vince footwear, and then I'll probably do Coach handbags and accessories. That's probably what I would do. Are denim shoes back? I think anything denim is back. I love denim. I'm a big denim person. And I feel like denim never goes out of style. Everybody wears jeans. Everybody owns at least one pair of jeans or have worn one pair of jeans in their life. Jeans never, ever, ever go out of style. Now, as far as shoes, I feel like they are back because I have seen brands come out with denim shoes. I am maxed out, but not interested to go into debt. Well, that's good. I mean, if you are maxed out, then you're maxed out. I think going into debt is not something that's fun. It doesn't seem fun. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to go through that. So, I mean, uh, I think a luxury item can always wait, or like a frivolous item can always wait. But going to debt for a frivolous item is definitely, definitely not worth it, if you ask me. The Coach Outlet Online is having a sale right now. I'm thinking about buying the Ergo shoulder bag. What are your thoughts on it? So the Ergo, I believe that was a full price handbag. So that handbag I do like. When I was working at Nordstrom, I remember I did the truck for it, and we had it. We got it like in a green color and kind of like a fabric color. Um, I did like it, but it just people didn't gravitate towards it. It was like a little of a weird and odd shaped bag. For me, I do like the leather. I think the leather is really nice, but for me, I probably wouldn't go for it for myself, but I do like the bag a lot. I just like how very clean it is, especially if you get a pure leather one. And I think the leather in that one, they make really great colors in it. So if you do like it, I mean, I would go for it, especially if they are having like an incentive for you. I think it's President's Day weekend, right? So if they do have like that extra 15% off, I think that they're doing, I would say go for it, and it's a full price handbag too. But I'm not the biggest fan of it. If I'm not gonna say a lie to you. I wasn't a big fan of it when we got it in, and it all went on sale, and that's why Coach, because I don't think they produce that bag through full price Coach anymore. It didn't do really well as Coach anticipated. Dear Sergio, my Lulu puffer chain bag of Saint Laurent snap, but I have to say Farfetch pulled through and honored a repair. Oh, that's really good. I did not know that. Because normally I would say when you buy designer items, usually like especially currying. Well, honestly, in general, so my Gucci hat broke, right? And I bought it, the bucket hat, like the little ferrule, and I bought it from Gucci. I bought it from Nordstrom, and then Gucci's taking care of it. Honestly, that's really, really good because now I know, like, when I worked at Nordstrom, like towards the end, we didn't really offer repairs on anything unless you made such a big deal about it. As far as handbags, I know like jewelry they do repairs, but as handbags they don't do repairs. They just rather just give you another one or like return it. Being honest, but that's really good that they did a repair. And Saint Laurent's pretty good on the repairs too, and they don't take too long. Actually, I'm just now getting back my Prada nylon reissue, the little clichette. They actually emailed me saying that it's ready for a pickup. And I think the Prada boutique closed here in Houston, which is quite interesting. So now I have to go through Saks Prada to buy things, which Houston's a really big city. I cannot believe that they closed a Prada store. I thought they could sell through Prada in a beautiful city like Houston. If we can give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Would you ever do Fashion Week, or it's not your vibe? I probably would do Fashion Week. It's something that obviously like that is in my bucket list. I'm not sure if it's anytime soon within the next year, but definitely within the next 2 to 3 years, it's something that I would love to do. Like, having a luggage and just living off your luggage and traveling from like Paris, London, and all of that. I think for me, I think what I need to focus on is just establishing myself more as a content creator. And I think after I establish myself like that and I start having relationships with brands and I start, I perform well and stuff like that. I think once you kind of go in within that circle, it just kind of builds up like a snowball effect. Obviously, if you put in time and effort and you do the things correctly or above and beyond. But I do see myself doing it, but probably not within, probably maybe next year, next next kind of like February fashion week, or maybe next year in like isn't the next one in like September like of next year, um, in 2023. But I would do it, and it is my vibe because I am always the type of person that's on the go, but I'm the person that always get fooled up with like I have like so many. I feel like I have 50 million things in my head, so sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too much. But there's nothing that I really couldn't handle. Sometimes I just need to stop complaining. Um, Please recommend the color to get my first Marc Jacobs crossbody as far as snapshot. I'm assuming you're talking about snapshot. Honestly, I would go for either cream or the black on black. I mean, I think this is Saffiano leather. It's very stiff and it's very hard wearing. So regardless what colorway you get, it's still going to hold up pretty well. So I would probably say go for whichever one you want. But honestly, I'm gonna tell you like either like a cream or a black one, or like the ones that are like black on black. I mean, like green on green, or like those kind of like matching color with the hardware. Those ones are the ones that I would recommend. I wish you more collaboration and sponsorships. That would be a team growth of all 2022. Yes, I have some that are very exciting. I'm very excited for like the ones that I have lined up. They're pretty nice, and I'm very thankful. And it's so funny because they all kind of like I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube, and now they all kind of like stacked one on one, and it's just when you feel down and when you check your email and you stuff like that, it really brightens your day, and it kind of keeps me a little bit motivated. But also a lot of you guys, when you send me DMs and stuff, I always see them. I wish I was better to reply, and I know I should probably be replying a lot more, but that's something I also like to work on a little bit more. But just trust me, I see everything, and I appreciate all the love from my subscribers. What do you think about the recent Louis Vuitton price increase? I think it's a little ridiculous, but I think that they are a brand at the end of the day, and that they could do whatever they want because they know what they're doing, and they know people are still willing to pay the prices for Louis Vuitton items. I think that's my thought. Because even for like the Chanel one, everyone was complaining, but yeah, I still see the ones that were complaining on YouTube, for example, are the same ones still going out buying Chanel. So I think that's the same thing for Louis Vuitton. You'll see people complain about it, but then you'll see them a week later, a month later, 3 months later, unbox a hot Louis Vuitton item. Well, that's just for like YouTubers, but as far as like just like my mom or like my tia, you know, they're probably just gonna be like, oh, well, maybe one less bag to buy, one less item, if they still like the brand, or maybe they'll just justify the price. For me, I think it's a little expensive for what it is. I'd much rather. I think now the Saint Louis tote from Goyard, I think is less expensive than the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. That's crazy. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Saint Louis tote went up in price. Um, do you like YSL embossed croc on their handbags? Yes, they do croc very well embossed croc. And I fell in love with embossed croc from Saint Laurent whenever they were doing it in the Sac de Jour years ago. And I still love embossed croc from Saint Laurent. I think they do a really great job in general. Um, what are your thoughts on bum bags? Trend or here to stay? So I will say department stores like Nordstrom, Bloomies, and Saks and Neiman's, they're not buying heavy into the fanny pack or the bum bag trend as it was a few years ago. I feel like a bum bag will always be practical. I feel like there will always be a need for a bum bag. I use my Dagny Dover bum bag when I run the park if I don't want to bring my backpack. I think it's not a trend. I think a bum bag is a classic, and especially if you are athletic or you have a very casual lifestyle or you like just the hands free of it. I think it's just like a backpack or just like a tote. It's just one of those items. It's just a classic item that I feel like never really goes out of style. It may have a trend where it's super popular, and but brands may not make as much or make as much styles. But I feel like a bum bag always such like a classic item to have, especially if it's something that you're going to use. And like for example, I use my bum bag um, from Dagny Dover quite a lot. Good morning, good evening to you. Is the YSL envelope bag a a good dupe for the Chanel flat bag, or should I spend my money on the Chanel flat bag instead? Honestly, I feel like the YSL envelope flap I prefer a lot better than the flat bag. And going forward, I see myself using my envelope flat bag a lot more. I think it's a little bit more hard wearing. I think it looks a little bit more youthful. I think it's a fresh take on like a flap style handbag. And so therefore I'm going to say that honestly I think the Chanel classic flap, I don't think it's as worth it as it once was. So I'd probably go for the Saint Laurent one if I'm being honest. You can literally buy like almost four Saint Laurent bags, or four Saint Laurent flat bags for the price of like one Chanel like one Chanel Maxi or Jumbo. So I'd probably go for the Saint Laurent one. Burberry Claret said, Sergio, what do you think of the Gucci black wire bamboo handle? I do like it. I think it's very classic Gucci. I feel like you can never go wrong with it. I feel like every couple years they always kind of bring the bamboo in some sort of variation. And I mean, I think bamboo's like heritage for Gucci. When you think of Gucci, you really think of the bamboo. So for me, I like it, and I think that those type of styles of bags they come and go for Gucci, but it's very Gucci to the brand. And when you see it, even without having like a branding, people that know Gucci recognize the bamboo. You inspired me. I started my channel in October. Thank you. Anytime, Danny. Hopefully, you love YouTube, and YouTube is a great, 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 great space. It's something that a lot of people love, and and once you kind of go with it, you get sucked into it. With all the price increase, I'm focusing my spend on Hermes and Chanel because in 5 years, I don't know if I can afford. What are your thoughts? I got rid of LV products, etc., to have higher investment bags. I mean, I think everything's always going to be a personal choice. I mean, if you like Hermes and you like Chanel and you feel like that, then I mean, I would do it. For me, in my case, I feel like I'm not at the point where I want to have 50 million Chanel bags, or financially where I want to spend that much, even like on Hermes bags or anything like that. I'll have a little bit of Hermes, a little bit of Chanel here and there, like a little bit. Um, but I mean, but if you feel like you may be priced out sooner or later and you said, you know what, I'd rather just go for it now, then I think that's a wise choice for you because you know your wardrobe, you know your style more than anybody else. So if you do like that and it's working for you, then I think that's great. And as far as the investment bags, I mean, that's great because you can honestly sell any of those bags on a rainy day if you ever need it. And I'm pretty sure you'll get a pretty cute check for it. So, I mean, not something that I would personally do. Um, Not something that I would do personally, but I definitely see where you're coming from, and I think it seems like it's going to work for your lifestyle. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. What's your opinion on MCM? I do like MCM quite a lot. I prefer the black, the darker monogram. I think it's super cute, super pretty. I love the pouch with it, and I think it absolutely goes with everything. As far as like the black or kind of like the dark, dark, dark monogram, I think it's pretty nice. But for me, I'd probably no, actually no, I do like MCM, and I like MCM leather. They do the leather pretty well as well. I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of the cognac print, but I do like the red, the pink, all the other colors. I think the cognac is so like a little too loud, even though like the pink one probably could say the same thing. But I do like MCM, and the quality is there, and that's another brand that had a price increase recently. But I do like MCM, and I do think that they make really high quality items. Um, what's the difference between leathers of each brand? So why are more people interested in Chanel than YSL, even though the leather is comparable? At the end of the day, for me, babe, I think it's going to be they want that brand recognition. They want to have the Chanel bag, maybe because they like Chanel, or maybe because they want to fit in. Honestly, there's so many reasons, but for me, when I look at a bag, want something that has value in it, and it's like monetarily like it's something that's a good purchase for me, and something that I'm going to use, and something that I like, and something I'm going to wear a lot. And so for me, I think people leather is leather. Obviously, there's higher quality leather, lower quality leather, but for the most part, when you're buying from luxury brands, the leather is pretty much compatible all across the board. I would say the only brand that I would say makes exceptional leather is probably Hermes. Like I could tell the difference. But with Chanel, Saint Laurent, Gucci, Bottega Veneta, yes, they may have different styles and feelings, but it's leather. It's all the same. It's the same as pull-in handbags. Like it's all the same leather. At the end of the day, it's leather. They are just in different finishes, But I'm pretty sure they're all the same. But the only brand that, like I said, that I would say that I could tell the difference is Hermes. But I think it's more people want that brand recognition, or they want to associate themselves, or maybe they see themselves through the Chanel brand. And I think that's why. But when you also think about it, Coco Chanel is a person that people know. Like Yves Saint Laurent, as much as I love Saint Laurent, I do know about him recently, but I didn't really know his story. And with Coco Chanel, even if you read like World War II, you read into that, everybody knows the story of Coco Chanel. So I feel like she's more of a woman. You see kind of like the stories about her. And so I feel like it kind of has that kind of like playbook around it. And so I feel like that's why people love Chanel, because they kind of see themselves within the Chanel brand. They see themselves within Coco Chanel. Not everything, if you know what I mean, but the things that people like to highlight. And so I think that's why people prefer like maybe brands like Chanel, maybe because they see more of like the heritage, they see themselves within the brand. Thoughts on HRH collection jewelry? I've never tried her jewelry, so I can't make an opinion on the quality, but as far as the looks, they look very interesting. I do see myself maybe buying something from HRH eventually, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month. I'm not really sure, but I do like HRH as a person. I do like her videos. There was a phase where I didn't really watch any of her videos, but I think she's quite funny. She's quite entertaining. And when I'm like doing laundry, if I'm like have things to get done, from take like oh, my friends hate when I put HRH collection on a road trip. Hate it. So I can't pay HRH with them, but HRH is my guilty pleasure to watch. But as far as her jewelry, it seems pretty cool. I like it, but I can't talk about the quality because um, I've never owned it. I've seen it in person when I touch it and feel it. It seems pretty good with other people, but I've never personally owned it. Um, Susan says, opinions on the Balenciaga La Colgate and Hourglass bags. Do they have staying power? La Colgate, I feel like it's kind of gives me Juicy Couture, kind of like early 2000 vibes. It's not a bag that I see sticking around within the next few years. It's definitely a bag that I can definitely see them getting rid of pretty sooner rather than later. And the Hourglass, it's a different one. I think the Hourglass is such a hit for Balenciaga, like such a hit. So I think that the Hourglass and the classic City bags, I think those are Balenciaga's power handbags as of now. And I do think that the Hourglass is going to have staying power. And the other one, the Colgate, I don't see that one sticking around that much longer. And the tassel on some of the YSL bags, a classy look. Do you like that look? I do like the tassels, but the thing is with the tassels, sometimes they kind of like get stuck on stuff, and that's why Saint Laurent doesn't do a lot of tassel bags, because it's very easy for that to come out. Or if you're walking, or maybe you're at a children's party and you bring that bag, and little kids tug at it. It's very delicate, and it takes forever to get your handbag back. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to pay for that. I think it is a very classy look, but it's very, very fragile. So I will say that about the tassel. And then when you open and close it, you may have like a little bit of chain and may get like stuck. It's very classy, but it's something that can get a lot of wear on it very easily. I'm going to look for a product tote. Is that a good idea? I think that's a good idea. I'll probably check the pre-love market before the newer market, just because I find that in the pre-love market you can find a lot of great deals, other than like Prada nylon, or kind of like the cello bags that are a little bit more popular. But as far as all the other bags, you can find really, really great deals on them. But yes, I mean, I would check for it, and I'm starting to really like Prada, especially within the last few years. Um, Sheila says, "What do you think about the Selena Nano luggage bag? Trendy or classic?" I feel like the larger ones were very trendy. I feel like I don't see those people wear those, but I always see the Nano. I always see it out and about here in Houston, here in Dallas, and so I would say the smaller one, the Nano. I think it's a classic for Celine, just like their box bag. I think it's classic, but I would say the larger ones have had its day. But I think the small one, in my opinion, I feel like it was never overdone. I think it got popular, but I think it's still, it's something that people still buy. It's not like, oh, like it's not a bag where I see it and I'm like, oh, that got stuck in like 2013, 2014. I think it's still a classic bag for Celine, and then within itself, I also think that the Nano luggage is pretty classy. Um, Jorge says, what do you think about the new collection, the new Coach collection of fall 2022, XOXOXO? I love it. I love the front row. I love everything about it. I love Coach that's turning more into kind of like a higher fashion kind of runway brand. I know they've done like fashion shows in the past, but I feel like every season, I think the guy, the creative director is called like Stuart something. I think he's doing a really, really, really great job with Coach, and I just see it more elevating every season. And I'm very excited to see how it's turning because I know Kate Spade also tried to do like fashion shows and stuff, but I think they only had one with Nicola Glass, and it didn't go as well. But I would say um, Coach is definitely upping it up, and I was a big fan of it, and I can't wait to see those bags hit stores. Do you own any key pouches? I got the Gucci one. Do you feel like key pouches is worth it? Yes. I had the Louis Vuitton one and I liked it, but I sold it. Right now I have a Miu Miu one. And the Miu Miu one, I got it from the Prada outlet in San Marcos and I got it for $240. And I use it. I love it. At first I was going to get so much more on it, but it's holding up pretty well ever since I purchased it. But I do think key pouches are very essential for at least for my lifestyle, and I think that they're worth it, especially if you're going to get use it. But make sure it's one that will withstand the test of time. Amber says Gucci or LV as far as quality, which is superior? I would say here. Let me go down. Um, Gucci quality, in my opinion, I think is better. Anything made by Kering, so Gucci, Balenciaga, Saint Laurent, those are all owned. Then there's many other brands too. Those are all owned by Kering, and so anything that's made by Kering, first of all, I think the customer service is impeccable, and I think all the items, regardless of whichever brand it is, I think they're all made pretty well. So I would say Gucci over Louis Vuitton as far as quality, if I'm being honest. Desiree says, "What are your opinion on the Balenciaga City bag? I found two, what I think are authentic bags at the thrift, but I'm afraid they might be too old or out of style to wear. I think the Balenciaga City bag, especially, has made a comeback now that they started making newer styles. But I think the City bag has never really went out of style. I always see people wear the City bag. I think it's done really well. But I love the City bag. I'm a big fan of it." And I've always said this in live streams. I do want to get a Balenciaga City bag. I want to get a vintage one. I just think that they're so beautiful. But if you found one on the thrift, first of all, congratulations. That's a really great find. And I don't think they're out of style or too old. Rock them, baby. Rock them if I were you. But yeah, I don't think they're out of style. And I do like a good city, especially like a cute Sunday fun day or like running like a Target run or doing runs. I think they're quite perfect. I ended up buying the Hermes Apple Watch instead of a bag. I mean, I feel like once you have like more than a few bags, I feel like it's good to kind of go for other items, especially like if you want to invest in like one nice strap, like a watch strap. I mean, if you're gonna wear it every single day, I mean, I think it is worth it because you can't wear all your bags at the same, unless you want to be crazy, but you can't wear all your bags all at once. You know what I mean? But it's good to kind of like go and invest to get other items. Um, are you tired of being asked about your thoughts on bags? To be honest, no. I really love handbags. I love handbags and accessories. So for me, it's not really. I never really get tired, to be honest. And I'm flattered that people ask me for their opinion on handbags. I'm like honored that people ask me about it. I've been, look, I've been working retail, through Nordstrom for many years before I left. And for me, it never gets tired, and I always love to talk about handbags. So for me, not really. It's kind of like a passion. I just love handbags, and I love accessories. Is Farfetch authentic? Why don't people just buy from the original designer website? So Farfetch is 100% authentic, everything that they sell. And as far as the original website, sometimes there's a little bit more incentives, or maybe sometimes there are things that are sold out on the designer website that's unavailable, or sometimes there's maybe like it's a lower price. Sometimes, like I noticed this when I worked at Nordstrom, like Nordstrom, Farfetch, Neiman's, they would have things that would go on sale that the designer actually on their website wouldn't go on sale. So there's a lot of, things and pros and cons, or maybe you have a Neiman's card, you want to put it on Neiman's to get points, or the Tax with Avenues having a gift card event, or, like those links where you can get like 10% back on your purchase through Farfetch or like through Net-a-Porter versus at the designer website, so you don't get that luxury. So there's more than one reason Obviously, if you buy it directly from the designer, you may get the original like box and packaging, everything. But some people just don't mind. For me, I don't really mind. For me, I'm a little bit more cautious about the price, and than if I'm just saving. I'm more cautious about the price, and I can sacrifice the pretty original designer packaging if I just get the item. Because sometimes, like when you buy Bottega through Nordstrom, you don't get a box, but you may have a triple points day, and you can get what, like, let's say this is, like I said, it's $3,500. Let's say you get what, 6, 12, 18, a $200 note. So versus you get a $200 credit towards Nordstrom buying it there versus getting nothing buying it from the Bottega boutique. So I mean, it just honestly depends what it is. Um, let's see. Got my second Birkin this week, and I felt very Sergio vibe. This is from Frozen Luxury. Oh my god, yes, we love when people get Birkins. Birkins and Kelly's all 2022. Oh my god, I'm very very happy for you. And you better rock the hell out of the Birkin. Because baby, there's nothing like, even like when you get a new bag. There's nothing like when you walk around, especially if it's a bag that you've been wanting a long time. When I got this bag, the Saint Laurent, baby, ain't nobody gonna tell me something. So you better be living your fantasy for the Birkin all 2022. Congratulations on your Birkin. Uh, hopefully that's me later this year. A dialogue. What do you think of people that discredit customers that buy $2,000-$3,000 bags versus those 7K bags? Interesting. What are your thoughts on those views? Um, I'm not. I feel like it's more of like of a mindset. For me, people that kind of make a big deal about that are the ones that kind of like, I don't know. I feel like for the most part, people kind of start somewhere in their handbag collection, and so like for me, let's say like in 2 years from now, I have Birkins and Chanel's and like all these expensive or exotic bags or whatever. I would never go down upon and look down on somebody having a Tory Burch bag. First of all, I would be wearing Tory Burch still. I would still be wearing all my Coach, regardless of what bag I have. Because if I like something, I'm gonna buy it. But what I'm trying to say is like, I will never go down because A, I still have that in my closet, or B, I would, or let's say if I did it and I only wore those brands, I was once there. So I think it comes more kind of like a like, oh, I'm up here and you're down there type of mentality, and that's, I kind of get kind of like an elitist vibe from it when it comes to that, or like mentality from people. So I think when people try to discredit, or you could have bought like this, I think people just need to let people buy what they buy. Obviously, I'm very opinionated, but I also tell people, take everything what people tell you with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, I think people should just buy whatever they're wanting to buy. But I will say I have noticed friends, and I think I talked about this like in a live stream many years ago. I've had friends who went from wearing Coach and Michael Kors, and there's nothing wrong with that because I have all that in my collection. To start wearing, they leveled up, or maybe they did something, and now they're Birkins and Chanel's and so, and they look down upon all these everything else. I'm like, honey, you need to come back down here because you need to humble yourself because you never know when they'll be gone. You never know when you'll be gone on this earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just need to be a little bit humble because you got to remember where you came from. But I have witnessed that hand on hand. And honestly, those are the type of people that I don't really like to encourage. I don't like to be surrounded myself with. My favorite perfume is over $500, but it cars up when I run out of it. That's me. I'm about to finish one of my Byredo fragrances, and I don't want to pay like $300 for it, but I love my fragrance, so I'm probably gonna have to do it. If it's your signature fragrance, I feel like you kind of have to repurchase it, obviously within means. But there's nothing like having your signature fragrance. So when you open up a new bottle, and the accomplishment whenever you finish a bottle that you just like you finish one bottle and you buy a new one. There's nothing like that feeling. Um, Please don't lose any more weight. You perfect. You need your body to continue to fill out unisex clothes unless you're no longer at your journey. So for me, obviously I tend to wear a little bit. Well, my style is androgynous to begin with, but my style, I feel like I'm just gonna lose just like a little bit more, but I still have the best of both worlds. I still fit a lot because the beginning when I was like a little bit bigger, my thought is to like start bulking up, but then I also didn't want to. I didn't want to have to feel like rebuying everything as far as clothing. And then I knew like in the figure that I was like a few months ago when I was like 30 pounds heavier, I knew that I was like, if I just bulked up and like didn't lose the weight and just started getting like muscle stuff, I knew that a lot of my clothing, like on my shoulders and on my legs and pants, wouldn't fit me. So that's why I lost weight, because I much rather lose the weight and then kind of tone up on the way versus just trying to bulk up. So for me, I'm kind of like starting to like do a little bit more other than like like cardio or like those type of stuff, and I'm actually starting to lift weight stuff so I can get a little bit more of a shape. But I don't know, I feel like I'm still maybe like a few more pounds that I want to lose. But I talked to my doctor, everything's fine. I can literally lose up to, I think she said like a few more pounds, like 15. But I don't want to lose 15. I'll probably lose like another 10 and then just kind of like fluctuate from there. I'm already in my third bottle, and if you add it up, it adds up to a bag. Yes, it does. Like your favorite fragrances does add up, but like I said, there's nothing like your signature fragrance. It fits your favorite. If it's your number one, there's nothing like having your signature fragrance. Like there really, really isn't. Um, let's see. Yesterday you posted a recommendation for the Cloud Miller sandal. Are they good to be worn in summer and the leather doesn't make your feet sweat? For me, they don't. I have them in the white color. I have the cognac color, and then I have the black color. And I did wear them all summer long. Well, I didn't get to wear the black ones as long because I kind of got them towards the end. But the other two, they wore very nicely and they didn't really make my feet sweat. In the beginning, when you break them in, you may get like a little bit like a farting noises, but after a day or two, um, it'll go away, and they're very, very, very comfortable. They literally feel like clouds, and that's somebody that's coming from somebody that has a very wide feet. So I do recommend them, and I think they're a really great price point because I think I've even with my Nordstrom employee discount, I still paid like a lot more than what they're going for on sale. But I do recommend them. Um, what do you say to people who call YSO too basic? I mean, I can see why they say, because a lot of the styles are very classic, minimalistic. But the people that say YSL is basic are the same people that like to judge other people for a handbag. Don't get me wrong, like I've said things like on unpopular opinions and stuff like that, and I still will always stand behind it. And I could see kind of like that being a double-edged sword. But if people think that YSL is too basic, then I just kind of let them think it's basic. I mean, some people may like more crazy style handbags that are like rainbow or whatever. So I feel like everybody has their different taste, but I don't really say too basic as an insult or like place to disrespect. As far as me, because for me, my style is pretty basic. My style is it's kind of like a elevation, a step up of kind of like very core items. So for me, my collection, I don't really have a whole lot of color. A lot of my colors are white, browns, blacks. So my collection is pretty like quote unquote basic. Not maybe what I have, but like the color tones compared to a bunch of other people. But to people that say that, I mean, I see why they say that, but I mean, I do like why. So it's very clean, it's very simple. So I mean, it is what it is. People could say what they want. People are entitled to their opinion, but I don't think YSL is basic. I feel like it has like a lot of story, but they do have like their basic items. But that's with every single brand. Every brand's gonna have their basic item. Rumor is Louis Vuitton is retiring the bum bag. Honestly, that wouldn't really surprise me that they start taking out more and more and more and more canvas items. But I'm kind of shocked like that. I feel like they would have taken like a key clay out before a bum bag. But that would honestly anything with Louis Vuitton discontinuing doesn't really, really, really surprise me these days. Has YSL increased so they can get more respect as an exclusive designer? Well, I also feel like once design, well, also Gucci had a price increase not too long ago either. I haven't seen a lot of people freak out about that one as much as the Louis Vuitton one. But I feel like all these brands, they also have to kind of keep up with the kind of like exclusivity within their brand. So if one goes up, the other one goes up. So Dior had one in January, Louis Vuitton just had one, Gucci just had one, Saint Laurent had one during the holiday season. So Bottega had one during the holiday season. So they all have to keep up in order to remain within that prestige. So once goes up, all the other ones kind of go, or whenever they release a new bag, it's a little bit more, maybe like 100, anywhere from 50 to like $300 or $400 more. And the reason is to kind of keep up with all the other brands. That's my opinion. That's how I personally see it. What is a good clutch or handbag to bring to a wedding? I would honestly suggest Kogaya clutches or Kogaya handbags. I think that they make, Christine, I think they make really pretty bags. A lot of them are like around the $300 mark. Sometimes you get them on sale. Sometimes some of them are a little bit more pricey. But I will say Kogaya definitely steals my heart when it comes to clutches. And then if you want to go into the designer route, I think Jimmy Choo makes really, really pretty clutches as well. Saint Laurent has a pretty good bum bag. Yeah, Saint Laurent, anything I like. Anything that Saint Laurent has had and comes out for the most part. There's very few things that I don't like from Saint Laurent, but for the most part, Saint Laurent does have pretty great items. Do you think Chanel is kind of trash or ultra modern? I don't think Chanel's trash or ultra modern. I think they're just trying to fit in with the times and be a little bit more modern. They want to be more youthful, even though the Chanel customer is not a youthful customer. It's more of a middle to older demographic. Despite what you see on social media, what you see on social media is not real. It's what you see from day to day interaction. Chanel will always be a middle age and more of a middle, anywhere from like 30 to 30, 35 and up is what I see Chanel as a brand as. But they're obviously going to have people that are younger to make it more youthful, to push more kind of like fragrances and maybe small other goods and beauty items to the youthful. But I do think Chanel is trying to be more youthful, but that's every brand that wants to do that. At the end of the day, when you see the models wearing Burberry, well, maybe not Burberry. If you see the models wearing like Brunello Cucinelli, that's not the Brunello Cucinelli customer. The Brunello Cucinelli customer tends to be a little bit more older. Obviously, there's rules to every single exception, but that's what it is. Police video says, "Do you offer styling consultation by phone?" No, I do not. I've never even done that before. I don't even know how that would even play out, but no, I have not done a police videos. Um, Burberry says everything will go up in price. Yes, I mean everything's going up in price in general. A lot of the things, even going out, has become a little bit expensive. But I think even my Eagle shorts went up $10. Everything has gone up, honestly. But I mean that's just the way of the world, and you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it is what it is, and as long as you're just living and breathing, getting by, I think that's what matters the most. Gigi says, "Hi, hun. Hi, how are you? Do you want a Cartier Love bracelet or a ring or just a cup bracelet rings?" I probably would get a Love bracelet, and I probably wouldn't buy it for myself. I would probably make somebody buy it for me. Not, and that sounds horrible to say. Like, not like I would make like some random guy buy it for me. It would be something like I would hit at my mom or hit at my dad. Like, hey, like I kind of want. It's not something that I would buy for myself. I would want somebody to gift it to me with meaning. As far as the one that looks like a nail, sorry, I'm like out of breath. That one I would buy for myself just because it's just like a bracelet or like a ring with a nail. So I feel like I can go and buy that. But with the love bracelet, I would definitely want somebody to gift me that. I would not want to buy that myself. And I hear whenever Cartier first introduced that love bracelet, they wouldn't sell it to you. You would have to buy it for somebody else. So I like the story behind that. So I would only wear a love bracelet if I were to get it gifted from somebody, and um, that's my story on that. But the Juicy Cloud bracelet is something that I do like and something that I do see myself buying myself personally. Deep TIG says, just saying hi, you look great. Thank you so much. Um, Green Tea Ice Cream says, hi Sergio, what do you think of the Balenciaga heeled Crocs? They're not my style. I mean, I know people are wearing them and people love them, but they're just not my cup of tea. I don't really like them, but a lot of those little heeled shoes that Balenciaga did, they all went on sale in department stores, so they weren't as popular as they thought they were going to sell through them. I still thought they were pretty pricey for rubber. Um, one day you can show us Ferragamo products. I believe everything made in Italy. That's what's important to me. Yes, one day I'll go into the Ferragamo boutique and I'll show you guys. I think I have like at the San Marcos outlets, but just like a snippet. But I do love Ferragamo. It's very everything. The craftsmanship, everything is perfect. I am in love with everything Ferragamo. Longsword used to be made in France, but now they're made in China. It just depends what it is. I feel like more of their nylon bags are more made imported, and I find that more of their leather items are more like their shoes or the clothing that they produce. I find that those are made more in European countries. So I would just it just honestly just depends, but I would say the higher price point items from Longchamp I've noticed comes from other places in China. What is MCM and MSGM? Fun, I don't even Inskovoski. MCM is a German brand. It's Michael something in like a city in Germany. That's what it stands for. MSGM and the rest of them, I really don't know. MSGM, I'll Google that one for you since we're here. Is it MSGM? MSGM means um, I don't even know. Let's see. It's not even showing me. It's just a fashion. It just says that it's an Italian fashion brand, but I don't really know what it means, and then the other ones as well. I just know what MCM means because I had a PK about MCM, so that's why I know. And MCM is not owned by Germans now; they're owned by Koreans, and that's why some of their bags are made in Korea. Chloe Leather is so slept on. I own three bags from the other top brands, but I'm addicted to the leathers on Chloe's Marcy line. Oh, I think Chloe makes really great bags. I just feel like some of their bags are a little bit too trendy, or I don't really like some of their styles, but I will always be a fan of the Chloe Marcy. I think Chloe Marcy line is so beautiful. I think it's done so well. It's a top seller and people love it for a reason. And my mom loves her Chloe saddlebag that I got for her, I think last March or April. I think it's done so well for her and her wardrobe. It's so casually worn. But I think Chloe leather is slept on. I just feel like maybe if they kind of didn't make everything to an it bag and they had a little bit more core. But I do have to agree with you on that. That Chloe leather is really beautiful leather, and it's top tier than some of the other luxury brands. I will say that. Tara says, Sergio, so proud of you out here living your dreams. Miss running into you in Dallas. So proud of you. Keep giving us the fantasy. Thank you so much, Tara. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully you're doing well. And I remember you every single time you went into Nordstrom. You always looked fabulous. You always looked on point. And that name I will always remember. But thank you so much for the sweet comment. Oh my God. Thank you. Um, let's see. Let's see. I need a toe to buy Gucci or Prada fitted bag. What are your thoughts? I wish Gucci came out with a Soho Disco tote. I think they did come out with the Soho Disco tote a long time ago, and I think you can find it on the pre-love market. But they did come out with it. But as far as the Ophidia bag, I do like the Ophidia tote. But I would look on the pre-love market because I know they did do a tote or some sort of like a bigger satchel on the Gucci Soho line. I know right now Gucci only produces the Soho. They used to make it in hibiscus red, but now they only make it in the black and in the brown color. And it's not even part of it. Like if you look at newer Gucci boutiques that are like made, they don't integrate those bags into the sales floor. You have to ask for that bag to be put out of a drawer just because that's part of the old Gucci aesthetic. But just because it's a top seller, that's the only reason why they still produce it and they still make it. I feel like the moment that's not popular or just decrease, it will be discontinued because they obviously want to push more of their other styles through Alessandro Michel's creative control, like the Marmont's line or the Dionysus line. But the Gucci Soho Disco is still produced because it's still a popular seller and it still makes a lot of money for Kering. So that's why they still make it. Have we all been sleeping on Brandon Blackwood bags? I would say yes. I started with my purple trunk. I have my little baguette bag right here. I love Brandon Blackwood bags. I was actually like, when I look at designers, I actually look at interviews and stuff. And I was looking about how he started his company, and the pandemic really helped him out as far as while a lot of brands were going down, his brand skyrocketed up. I think also there's a lot of brands that really went up during that period of time. And I mean, think Brandon Blackwood, I have nothing but respect for him, and his brand is very successful. You see a lot of celebrities wear them. You see Sweetie wore it in one of her music videos like a couple months back. But I wish nothing but success for him, and I'm happy that he's a brand that is exposed than the typical brands you find at Saks, Nordstrom, and Bloomingdale's. So I'm glad that those department stores are giving him a platform to sell his items. Um, because even in one of his interviews, he said like back then they said, oh, like there's not a space for you, but years later, you know, you can walk into, depending the location, but like you can walk into some of those department stores on certain locations or on their websites, and you can shop them. So I think that's something very beautiful. Yes, money talks, and now that he's a recognizable brand, these stores want him inside of it, obviously, to make money. But I think his story's pretty well. And Barney's told him that he wasn't going to get anywhere, but look where Barney's at now. What are your opinions on Jacquemus bags? Which do you prefer, Limon Limote Moen or El Chiquito Nude? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna Google both of them, and I'm gonna give you an honest review because I get them all confused. Okay, so the first one, the Li Chiquito, oh Limonton, that one with the little detail on it, or this one? Let's see. Oh, I prefer the one with the little squiggly ones on it. I think that one's a little bit more unique and a little bit different, and I like that you can still carry it as a top panel. The other one with the hardware, I feel like over time the hardware is gonna get like scratched and beat up easily. So I'd go with the one with the little circles on it. I think that would be a lot perfect. I think you would like the uh, Nolita 19 black on black hardware quilted. It's new and it's a new release too. Ooh, let's Google it up. Let's see what it is. Oh yeah, the Nolita. Yeah, it is cute. I do like it. I need to check that one out. So I like that. I like to keep tabs here because after live streams, as in whatever I'm doing or being on the phone, I just like to like look at everything you guys talk about. Your lady EXO says, "Yay, live video! Yes, I'm finally doing lives, and I cannot wait to do a next one." Well, I was actually supposed to be in Dallas today, but I had so much work to do. I had like a phone conference. I got a haircut. I worked out for like 2 hours. I had so much stuff to get done today, so I'll be in Dallas tomorrow. But I knew that I wanted to do a live stream today, and I'll be in live streams, every Friday now at 7. I'm gonna come back and start doing them. I love them so 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 much. I use Farfetch to buy my Lulu puffer because I had a 10% off code. That's really good. That's good because there's certain brands that they started to exclude now, even like in general. But I know Saint Laurent is a brand that you could use it on. Saint Laurent, Tree Birch, Frankie Shop, Totem. I think you could use it on Versace too. But they've been a little bit more stricter on some other brands. Even like, what's that one brand that I thought was like, oh my god, it's excluded. I forgot. I can't remember on top of my head. Oh, Acne Studios is excluded. Out of all the designer brands, Acne Studios is excluded. So I'm glad to get 10% off, and you can use Saint Laurent for 10% off. It does let you use it on it. Yes, let's get it. Please come home, Blue Jeans. I'm happy. From Anna White. I wish I had one of you here in New York. Love your videos and your fashion sense. Thank you so much. And I think your last name says Checo, and that's what when people are named Sergio Sergio, they use like that name Checo, and so my parents sometimes they call me Checo, or my brother's like Checo, Checo, ven pa acá. So I love that. Stephanie says, "What are your thoughts on Fendi? I bought a Fendi, by the way, handbag. I love it. The leather's so nice. Oh, I love Fendi. Fendi's starting to make my eyes like pop ever since I saw the Fendi, the F clutch. I've been seeing all these other Fendi bags. Like Fendi's been on my radar. I definitely want to add a Fendi bag. I didn't get to purchase it around the holiday season, but I do want to buy a Fendi bag very, very soon. If I do get a peekaboo, it will be pre-love. But if I get any of like the newer releases, it's gonna be brand new. But I've been obsessed with Fendi, and the leather's so beautiful. I've been sleeping on Fendi for such a long time. I've tried so many brands that I have in my collection, that I bought in, that I've sold. But I will say Fendi is something that I've never really had other than a vintage baguette. But I would say Fendi leather is so slept on. It's so beautiful. It's so soft. It's so when you see it, it's just luxurious. Like it's so luxurious to the hand, even like more than like even Chanel lambskin and their calf skin. Honestly, Fendi leather is so beautiful. Some of it may be a little bit too easy to scratch, but Fendi leather, trust. If you have not felt a Fendi leather handbag, you need to. Did I say Fendi leather handbag? But congratulations on your new bag, and hopefully I'll be a Fendi twin with you pretty soon. Your lady XO says, "Be humble." Yes, that is always me. Um, Shasha says, Sergio, what are your thoughts on the Givenchy Cube Chain leather crossbody bag? I've been eyeing it since it dropped, but I want to treat myself for my B-Day. Already bought the GV4 black heel in silver. Okay, so first of all, the shoes are beautiful, and I know you're probably wearing them really, really well. Let me look up the bag. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, yes, I love that bag. That bag will perfectly go well with the shoes because the shoes, the little heels have the little GB all over them. And I have seen those shoes in person, like somebody wearing them, and look phenomenal. I think you should get it. I think it's a matching set, but the bag is very classic, kind of like boxy bag, kind of like kind of gives me like Celine box bag, Tory Burch Eleanor, kind of like Hermes Evelyn. Like as far as a style, and they're obviously all different aesthetics, but I think it's something great, and I think it will go well with black. It'll go well with every color, and I do like that leather, even though it is that shiny leather. That shiny leather is actually treated to be very durable. So if you do purchase it, it's going to be a bag that's going to have great wear on it. So I would say go for it. I mean, it's a really nice bag, and when I worked at Nordstrom, I know I keep on always saying that, but I always reference that. Those leathers were really well, and they would never even get scratched. Even when customers would play and tug with those bags, no, they would always hold up pretty well. Um, Burberry says, I miss buying the Marc Jacobs Shirling. Is it still available on the one with patent and Shirling? So I have it right here. I got this one with Farfetch. This one. It's actually available on the Marc Jacobs website. I was actually on the Marc website because I'm looking at some things to add very soon. Can't talk too much, but I will say I do really really love it. This bag, it's so cute. I don't use this bag. You know me. I like to go out. I'm not gonna. That's not a secret, you guys. You guys already know that. I like to go out to like clubs. I like to go to nice dinners or like even like girl hole in the walls. This is a bag that I cannot bring anywhere where I feel like a drink or anything because it has the fur here. Now, if the fur wasn't here and it stopped here, I would be more happy to set the bag everywhere. But since it does have this, I tend to use the strap that's on the inside and kind of carry it like on the chair. Like if the chair has like a little handle, leave it there with the long strap. Just because this patent leather is very durable, but this is what I'm afraid that something will happen to it. Oh my god, I would love to bring this out at night. I would get so many compliments, but I've ruined so many nice things going out, and I know that this is going to get ruined the first night that I go out. But I love to wear it as a day bag or as more of like of a dinner where I know I have control of the bag. But she's really beautiful. She is still available on the Marc Jacobs website, and I still recommend her. And I love the Marc Jacobs tilts. You guys know that. I have one, two, and three in my collection, and it's one of my favorite bags. And this one has been getting a lot of wear. I know probably within March I'm probably gonna have to put it away, but I still love it. Let's see. My signature Francis Baccarat 540 and Extract Rouge. I can smell that. It smells pretty good. I can see why it's expensive, but if, like I said, if it's your signature fragrance, I would go ahead and get it. There's just nothing like having your signature fragrance. Like for me, Tom Ford Armory Leather, Black Saffron by Byredo, and Bibliotech by Byredo. Those three I swear by any fragrances. And I also been into my Mason Margiela at the barber shop. That's another fragrance that I've been into that I have. I want to reduce the amount of handbags I have. I'm debating what to keep. What should be your top five staple handbags? What would be your top handbags? My style is very minimal neutral. So I would probably have a going out bag just because that's something that I like to do for my lifestyle. So I'll probably recommend like if I were to pick five bags, it'd probably be my Saint Laurent Cape bag just because I would get so much wear on it. Um, I'll probably want another smaller bag that I can use during day and night, even the Cape too. So I'll probably pick my Saint Laurent 5'7" bag. I'll probably do the Louis puzzle bag. Um, I would probably do a big tote. So I'll probably do my Dagny Dover neoprene one that's in my closet, just because I do want something that's like a whole catch-all. And then for my last one, I would honestly do a backpack. So I have like two bags I kind of use at night and travel, and they look cute for dinners. I'm one like an everyday bag, and then I want two practical bags because I like to go to coffee shops. I like to move around a lot, and so for me, I want like other than a Dagny Dover tote because I can use that one as travel. I would honestly like get a backpack. So I'd probably pick right now. I've been using my Traybridge backpack. I've loved it so much ever since I purchased it. It has this little cute Harrods bear that I went when I went to London 2 years ago, and I get so many compliments on the backpack. And this is really great quality, and it's actually better quality than the Prada one, if believe it or not. I think the Toy Burst nylon is a little bit better because if you see the pre-loved versions of the Prada backpacks, they're actually like really in bad condition. So I'll probably do the Dagny over this, my Saint Laurent 5'7" bag, my Saint Laurent Cape bag, um, and then my Loewe puzzle bag. I think those are the 5 bags. And did you notice that I didn't include my Chanel Classic Flap or my 19? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't gravitate towards super big bags unless it fits my laptop or like my journal, my agenda. Like I want things that can fit a lot in it. So that's why I picked two, like a Dagny Dover zipper bag and then a Toy Burch backpack because all that stuff can fit in it. And then, like I said, everyday bag, and then I have 2 bags that I can use as everyday smaller bags or going out bags. So those are the 5 bags that I would personally keep in my collection. I know that was very brutal. I just kind of like said F you to everything else, but I mean, that's of right now. But you guys know I always change my opinion and mind about every single thing. And there's nothing wrong with being indecisive. But if you are trying to go down, I wouldn't force yourself to go down. If you're comfortable with, I would do it, but I wouldn't force myself because that's when you kind of make mistakes and sell things that you may later on regret. So just if you're comfortable with letting go of bags, then do it, love. But I wouldn't force yourself just because you want that number 5. It's okay to have 6 or 7 or however many you feel like is fair. You know, it doesn't have to get all sold at once. You know, you can kind of take your time with it. And that's life with Yesy, which is an everyday good crossbody bag. So as far as my collection, this one I got in London 2 years ago. I love it. I still get so much wear on it. It's a good everyday bag. My Saint Laurent, I don't even know what's in here. Oh, camera bag. I think these are 2 good designer everyday bags. As far as the contemporary space, I'm probably going to say my pull-in handbag I really like, or just pull-in handbags in general. Most of them are under $500, and I love this one. I wore this out like 2 weeks ago, and I love it just as much as the moment I got it like 2 years ago. And I love it a lot, and I love pull-in bags. So this is another great under $500 option. And then if I want another under $500 option, for me, when I do like good crossbodies, I usually like to get 2 designers and 2 contemporaries. I'd probably do the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, but I'd probably do it in a leather variation just because it's going to be a little bit more hard wearing. Because something like this can be very easily damaged because it is fabric. And it's a little bit of lighter colors. Well, just in general, even the regular fabric bags. But I'd probably go for a pull-in or Marc Jacobs tote bag under 500, and then I would either do the Prada nylon or the Saint Laurent camera bag for a great everyday crossbody bag. So those are what I would recommend, and they're all good for every day. I've used them, trashed them, all those bags, and they have all holding up phenomenally well. Um, let's see. Yay, my favorite bag blogger. Oh, thank you so much for watching, love. I appreciate it. Mark Sex Ralph, would you ever go street west style, or I mean to say maybe streetwear? Probably not. Streetwear is just not my style. I like it on so many different people, but it's just not my style. Streetwear, I don't think I'd ever go into streetwear style. It's just not something that, it's just not me. But I appreciate it on a lot of people. I think a lot of people pulled a lot of those street style brands, but it's just not something for me. Thoughts on the Bottega puddle boot? I like it a lot, but it's not something that I would personally buy within myself. First of all, I have 3 Hunter rain boots that I don't even use. I don't even, when it's even raining, I don't even use my Hunter rain boots. So for me here in Houston, even though hurricane season, always bipolar weather, even when I lived in Dallas, I would not reach for them. So for me, I would much rather use however much they cost, $650. I would much rather buy something else that I would wear a little bit more. I can see the value maybe if you live like in New York, in Chicago where it snows, or like in London or like in Boston. I can see the value in it, but down here in the South, I don't see the value in it. But I do like it. They are pretty damn cute. And if I lived up north, I'd probably own a pair. But down here in the South, no. Um, let's see. What are your thoughts? What do you think of John Hardy braided leather bracelets with a silver detail? I love John Hardy. I've talked to a John Hardy rep like a long time ago, and actually they had a John Hardy store here, like right by my house, here in the River Oaks district, but they closed down. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they closed all their retail stores. I know there was one in South Coast Plaza, But I know that John Hardy qualities really well, and I saw how they make them. I think in Thailand, I think that's where all the jewelry is made, and they kind of explain all the details and intricate and everything that goes into all the jewelry, and it's very detailistic. So for me, and then they pay the people really well, like they're well taken care of on where they on in Thailand, or I believe it's Thailand. Please correct me if I'm completely wrong. But whatever country that he went to go visited, and that he saw the jewelry, and that's how he started his jewelry line. That's a story that I believe that I was told, but this was also years ago, so I could be completely wrong. But the quality is made really well, and I love the story behind it. And he seems like a pretty nice guy. So I would say I do like John Hardy, and I would recommend it. Um, Diva K3 says, "Hi, sweetie. Hi, how are you?" Geneva Diva says, "Hi." She put Sergio. Hi, Geneva Diva. How are you? Sorry, I was walking. Bought MSGN at Winter's Runway. So I believe it is like an Italian brand. I haven't seen it so much here in Texas. Maybe up north, like in New York and stuff, you may see it. But here, I haven't seen it as much, and I don't even think they have a point of distribution here in Houston or in Texas. But I could be completely wrong. Have you tried Vivienne Westwood jewelry or Chrome Hearts? Chrome Hearts, I have not. My friend had a Vivienne Westwood necklace that I borrowed for like a month when I lived in Dallas last year, and I really liked it. It was really great quality. It was costume jewelry, but I think it was pretty nice and it was a vibe. Something I could see myself buying later on. But I do like Vivienne Westwood a lot. Chrome Hearts, I'm not a big Chrome Hearts fan. I think it's a little too hype beasty, a little bit too streetwear for my style. I respect it. I think a lot of people wear it really nicely, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I do like Vivienne Westwood quite a lot, though. OMG, I almost missed you today. Oh well, I'm here. You guys know I usually do like about like an hour and a half to 2 hour and a half live streams. I think I am gonna end this live stream at 9. So if you guys, I mean, I'm gonna obviously answer all the questions regardless of if it's 9 or not. You guys know I don't like to not answer questions. I really like the Marc Jacobs top handle box back crossbody. It's really good quality leather, casual too. It seems it means modern creation. Oh, Sergio. Okay, thank you so much for that clarification. I thought it was Michael something something, or they may have changed it, but I remember they said something about Michael. I do remember that, but that's good to know. Modern creation, Munchen, and I think Munchen or the last part. I think that's a city in Germany, or maybe the creator. His name was Michael, but I know it's something like that. I know Michael is somewhere involved, but thank you so much for the clarification. There is a vendor in China who says they make LV and Gucci and they send it to Italy for fishing. If covered, apologies. I just got here. AJ's HR. I heard about that, but they also make Louis Vuitton bags here in Texas. Like I think the factory here is like a couple hours away. I think it's more closer to Dallas than to here. You know, when Jeffree Star came to Dallas, he visited it last year. But even bags here are made in Texas. So that I mean, I wouldn't surprise me, but I know a lot of companies did that. But then Italy got more stricter on how they can have like stampings on things made in Italy. They made it more a little bit more like harder to do. There's more jobs to run, but I mean, if you're a multi-billion-dollar company, I'm pretty sure you can get away with things like that. But you're not. It's not the first or the last time that I've heard that, right? And it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Love your lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of it. I appreciate it. Justin says I went to Marc Jacobs today and to look at that one. Thank you. I'll probably go back tomorrow and purchase it. You're gonna love it. I think Marc Jacobs is a really great brand, and I think within the last year, I think Marc Jacobs has really kind of changed its brand, and I do like a lot of the things that he has out. I put a trunk, not all of us sleep. Lord Lex. Yes, yes, yes. Because I know they have like that little secure for a week. I probably should do that too. I can't be sleeping on that because I know I need another one. Uh, bought the leather one. Do you recommend a belt bag as a starter bag for a man? I'm gonna say yes, and the reason is because you can actually put it on your waist. You can put it across. You can wear it on the side. It's not too big. It's not too small. It fits a lot. Usually for guys, I notice like in bars and restaurants and clubs, it just depends. They're really strict on guys with bags. For me, I will say since I'm gay and I'm a little gay flower, I can get away with a lot of things versus like other people can't. So for me, whenever I go, I can bring. I obviously I can't bring in this bag, but I can bring in like a Louis Vuitton puzzle bag or the Chanel larger size, and nobody would tell me anything. But they're really strict on people. They're really strict. And so I think a fanny pack is a really great size for just everything. It's easy to travel with if you're going through the path through the airport. If you have your luggage, you have your, let's say, your auto or whatever, a backpack. You can also have that around, and they're highly doubt they're going to tell you to take that off and put it inside the backpack, unless you're really trying to be like that type of person. But I think a fanny pack's a really great starter pack for a guy. Love your plunging V-neck. Thank you so much. It's actually a sweater. I got it from Free People. I don't really shop a lot of Free People, but I like it because it's kind of like this kind of like fuzzy material, and it has like these buttons. I ordered a tank top. I used to have like some tank tops, but I don't know where they're at, and I didn't want to wear like a bodysuit. I wanted more of a casual tank top, but I do like this. I'm usually not a V-neck person. I normally don't like to show my chest out, but I don't know, girl. I've been feeling like the little bit of the like showing a little bit more. I don't know why. That's kind of awkward, but I've been into the V-neck fantasy, even though I've never was. Is there a starter or a first timer of Hermes or Chanel to buy as a first bag from these two brands? For Chanel, I mean, I will always say classic flap, and then for Hermes, unless you're lucky, you get offered an Hermes Birkin, Kelly, or Constance. I think honestly, I really don't like a lot of the Hermes bags. I know that sounds really bad to say. I don't like the Evelyn. I think it's a beautiful bag. I think people wear it really well. I don't really like any of the other ones. So I would say either a Birkin or Kelly or Chanel Classic Flap. And I know Birkin and Kelly is very hard to obtain, but I'm being honest. I don't really like any of the other Hermes bags. I like Hermes shoes. I like Hermes home. I like Hermes ready to wear. Ready to wear reminds me a lot like of the Row, like meets Brunello Cucinelli. I like that, but all the other bags, I with that money, I much rather buy a bag from the Row if I want that style, or a bag from Loro Piana, um, if you ask me. Um, but I can't lie, like I really there's a lot of Hermes bags that I don't really like. Oh, I do like the one that looks like a Kelly, but it's like made out of fabric. I don't know what that handbag is called, but I do quite like that one. Um, let's see, how's the wear on it? Okay, that's good that y'all are helping each other out in the group chat. I love to see that. I'm so happy you did a live show. Thank you. Anytime. Every Friday, I'm gonna start doing them more, and I feel like I feel so good to be back. What do you think of fall 2020 ultra masculine look with huge shoulder pads? I mean I'm here for it. I think fashion is kind of going through that kind of rearrange. I feel like every like from 2010 to like 2014 and here like 2020 to 2024, I feel like those are the years that a lot of brands play with everything. And I feel like after that, they kind of go a little bit more kind of like cookie cutter. Like, so I like that the like usually when it's a new decade, the first 4 to 5 years, they really play around with like a lot of things, and they kind of go with the flow from whatever those four few years. But I mean, I was here for it. I mean, I'm a big shoulder pad person. I have sweaters, even like tops have shoulder pads. I love them. It's definitely a look. It's definitely not everybody can pull it off it's like the big exaggerated ones, but I feel like everybody can pull off a little bit of shoulder pad. um, where do you buy your pre-love purses? Um, the only place where I really bought pre-love handbags. Sorry, I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. Is Fashion File. I've only bought pre-love handbags off of Fashion File. I've not tried anything else. So I would just say Fashion File because, I mean, I bought stuff like off of Poshmark stuff, but not really handbags. Everything pre-love that I purchased have been through Fashion File. Perfect beginner designer bag, Saint Laurent camera bag, Prada reissue nylon. Let's see. Um, the Saint Laurent, the one that's a camera bag that's more grainy, that's 1390. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but I do like that one as a first bag. A Louis Vuitton Alma, a Louis Vuitton Speedy, no, Louis Vuitton Alma, Louis Vuitton Speedy, Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I think even though I'm not a Louis Vuitton fan, I will say I do like those bags. I think they're really great first bags. Gucci Soho Disco, I like the Gucci Ophelia collection and the Gucci Dionysus, the smaller sizes. I think those are great handbags. Those are some of my few kind of favorite bags that I like as far as kind of more like beginner or like first bags. Those are bags that I really like. I'm trying to think if there's any more on the top of my head. A Givenchy Antigona Mini too. I would say that's a really good bag that I like as well. You get a really great deal on that on that pre-loved market. And a Balenciaga City bag too. That's another good perfect bag. And you get a really great deal on the pre-loved market. Um, yes, the toe I want, Sergio and Marc Jacobs. What size is the patent Shirling of the dark Marc Jacobs in price? I think mine is the mini, I believe, and I think mine was actually. I'll tell you right now. Actually, I don't know what size it is. No, it's the mini, but as far as the price, I think USD. I think it was 375. I'm about to tell you. Yeah, 375 for the mini one, and I think the large. I think the most expensive one it goes is like 450 or $500. But the one that I have is 375 MSRP in the US. Night night. Just got the kids to bed. I'm going to work early in the AM. Lovely chat. Have a good night, love, and have a good work shift tomorrow. I wear replica by the fireplace. I love that fragrance. I've recently added it with the YSL Black Opium. I do like that fragrance too for every day. But the Barker 540, people stop me on the street. I mean, who doesn't want? I mean, everybody loves that fragrance that people stop you on the street. That showstopper fragrance. There's everybody loves that showstopper fragrance. I mean, showstopper fragrance. Like when you smell it, it just starts a conversation, and you never know who you'll meet. Um, in that and whenever you wear those fragrances. Let's see. Sergio, is it okay for me to keep my bags in their boxes or dust bags until I can display them properly? Does that hurt the fabric and leather? Honestly, as long as wherever you're storing them is not humid and it's not like if it's not like humid inside, like let's say like in like a shower closet, uh, or like somewhere where there's like a lot of humidity that can go into it, I think you're fine. I think they're fine for like the first kind of like 2 years. Don't let people try to tell you different. I've been there, done that with handbags. I would say it's totally fine, but just don't put it somewhere humid. But make sure they're whenever you store them, make sure like the chain, like for me, like the handbags are fine here, but like when I store them, like oh when I moved, I want to make sure that everything is good, like nothing's gonna get scratched. So make sure when you do store them in boxes and dust box that they are placed because you don't want a bag. Let's say this is soft leather and you put it like that and it leaves an indentation. So maybe if you can wrap it around or something like that, just make sure you take care of the bags that you do store. But as long as it's not damp, you should be totally fine, love. Yo no, that's Caesar. Um, Hi Sergio, I'm so happy that you're doing lives again and vibing with us. She has a story. Yes, we're here for a vibe, and especially on a Friday. I was about to say Saturday, but we all love a little Friday vibe. Um, John Hardy made some Bali. Yeah, see, I was right. I kind of knew the story about it, but thank you for clarifying that. Arika says, "Hey, how are you?" Paula says, "Do you like Tiffany jewelry?" Yes. I love the new one with like the Tiffany hardware. Oh my god, I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so stunning. It's a little pricey for sterling silver, but it's so beautiful. I love Tiffany jewelry. I feel like Tiffany is just the epitome of like American luxury, like American jewelry. I love it. I love everything Tiffany. I have a few pieces from Tiffany, not a whole lot, but all the pieces I do love, I do treasure and I do love a lot. Actually, my first designer item that I ever purchased when I worked at Chick-fil-A was a T and Co ring, and I remember I bought it. It was $150. That ring is now like $300, 295. Went up double in price since I worked at Chick-fil-A. I sound kind of old, even though I'm 21. This was like 5 years ago. Um, but I do love Tiffany. I didn't like the Tiffany Supreme collection, but I think Tiffany makes beautiful jewelry, and I also like David Yurman. I like Lagos. I like a lot of the jewelries. But for me, I'm not a big gold person or rose gold. I'm more of a sterling silver person or a stainless steel. But I gravitate towards more Tiffany jewelry than some of the other kind of competitors, if I do say so myself. Um, is Alexander McQueen still in style in regards to the signature skull scarves? I would say yes. I think the skulls, they're not as popular as it used to be, but I think it's a signature within the brand, and they still sell it, and I still see people wear it, or I see people attach it to their Alexander McQueen bags that are a little bit larger. So I just still think they're like a thing that people buy and people wear. They're just not as heavy worn as they once were. Yes, MD. AJHR says yes. MDW heard the same. Thanks for responding. Oh yeah, anytime. And I would put LA Couture. Um, Max says, do you own Balenciaga Triple S shoes? No, I do not. The only Balenciaga shoe that I ever owned was a sock shoe, and I ended up selling it just because I kind of grew out of style with it. I kind of like evolved from it. I do like the Triple S's. I do like them because they do add the added height, and who doesn't want added height within their shoe? Because I definitely do. I'm 5'11", but I like shoes that bring me to the 6 foot mark. So anything that has a little bit of a platform, even down to my sandals, I like, but I don't own any Balenciaga Triple S's. Um, they changed it from Michael something with the new owners. Oh, okay, good. I knew it was something with Michael with MCM. Thank you so much for clarifying it. Hi Sergio, you look so good. What are your thoughts on that? Why so small monogram envelope satchel bag? I can't see many reviews on it. Let's see. I'm gonna Google it up right now just so I know exactly which one I'm talking about. So that bag I like. I just wouldn't recommend it in a lighter color because the lighter color can kind of chip off. I would honestly recommend it in a darker color. I do like it quite a lot, and if you purchase this bag, I would honestly recommend to purchase it through Nordstrom or the Saint Laurent boutique. If I'm being honest, just because I had this actually in white, but I don't know if you guys remember. I only had it for like a brief second. The white and the if you watch the worst purchases video of last year, I had that bag love and the white one like it started chipping really bad, and I never had a YSL bag like that. So um, it was like one of my last purchases working in Nordstrom, but I was able to take care of it and I got my money back. But I would just get darker colors on it. But I would watch the video first so you can kind of see where I got the wear from. And then probably if you do go buy it from like a boutique, I would ask them about that if that would happen to your bag. Um, but I did have bad issues with that bag. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. What is your all-time favorite fashion house and all-time favorite handbag? All-time favorite handbag, Loewe Puzzle bag is my favorite all-time bag, and my favorite fashion house is going to be the House of Yves Saint Laurent. Those are my favorite. What are your thoughts on vintage Chanel? I love vintage Chanel. I think it has more character. I think it's more well made. Maybe a little bit pricey than a couple years ago, but because people are starting to shop more vintage. But I do love vintage Chanel, and I think Chanel, as much as we like to complain about this everything, I feel like Chanel never really goes out of style. If you ask me. Kindness Matters says, what are your thoughts on Brandon Blackwood handbag line? Good quality. They're really great quality, and the price point is really well. I think they're worth it. I own two bags, a trunk, and a baguette, and I love both of them, and I think they're both made really, really well. And I think for the price point, I think they over exceed the quality, if you ask me. Is the Chanel wallet on chain or the small square flap in Chanel a good start? I would honestly go for the small square flap. I think the wallet on chain you can't fit a lot, and I see people stuff it, and I feel like proportionally it doesn't really look that good. So for me, I would always prefer the square flap just because you can kind of control what to fit in it um, versus the wallet on chain because the wallet on chain you can't fit a lot. I'm not a big fan of wallet on chains. Maybe now that I have a bigger collection, but wallet on chains are just something that I don't like to have because they're a little bit too flat for my lifestyle. What do you think of tattoos? I like tattoos, but I feel like tattoos are not for me. I don't see myself ever having. Well, I kind of do want a tattoo, but I'm the type of person that would like. I just change my mind, and I'm so indecisive about like a lot of things. I can barely even know what I want to eat, so I don't know about tattoos for me. But I do like it, and I think a lot of people rock tattoos, really really well. Um, let's see. What are your thoughts about the Prada reedition crystal bag? Is it heavy, quality, sparkle? I've held it before. It is not heavy. The quality is really good. The crystals are really reinstitched really well, and they do have a really pretty sparkle within the eye. I do recommend it. I did have this bag on a wish list a long time ago, but honestly, it's not something that I see myself purchasing. I just feel like I feel like I have like a lot of those baguette styles, and I don't know if I would get my money's worth out of it. I feel like for me, I feel like it doesn't have enough structure. And you can see that, well, Sergio, don't you have a Prada nylon? Well, that one I tend to wear it more of the crossbody. So whenever you wear it, it's gonna have some sort of structure. But when you carry it more top handle, even with the crystals, it like moves around a little bit too much and it doesn't have a lot of form. And that's why I ultimately didn't end up purchasing it. But the quality is there. I think the price one's pretty well. It is not heavy, and the sparkle is actually really pretty with a naked eye. The videos that you see and the picture that you see don't do it justice. You really have to see it within an eye. Aubrey Media Science says thank you. Um, don't forget to hit like. That's what Stella says. Please, please, please hit a like. I would appreciate it. I always get compliments on the Baccarat 540 Rouge. Yes, it's a fragrance that a lot of people like or that people tend to enjoy, and it works well with a lot of body chemistry. So I always tell people, once you find your signature fragrance, never let it go, unless you once you find a replacement, but stick to it. Stephanie says, gotta run. This was fun. Thanks, Sergio. Anytime, Stephanie. Fashion Liba says, hi. Hi, how are you? If you had to give up 90% up of your handbag collection in exchange for a house, would you do it right now? Honestly, no. And it's not even because I don't want to get rid of my handbag collection. I just don't want the responsibility of a home. I really, really don't. I don't want to have to change the NC. I don't want to have homeowner insurance. I would not want to live in no HOA. I think for me, for my age at 21, I like the apartment life. It works really well. And I don't know, maybe when my lease is up, I'm going to move to a completely different city. I just like the idea that I can pack up everything and leave. And it is what it is. So for me, probably not, if I'm being quite honest. Now, if you offered me maybe like, no, not even for a car, to be honest. There's nothing really. Maybe if you offer me like a worldwide trip and to sell all my bags to supply that trip, probably yeah. But other than that, no, I really wouldn't want to live in a house. And even though house will become expensive, I still wouldn't want to live in a house. I don't. I just don't. I don't like the feeling. For me, that's one thing about me. And that's why I kind of like stuck with like long term commitment and a lot of things in general. If you guys know what I mean, I just I get bored of things very easily. I like things to be new. I like things to be fun. I like things to be exciting. So for me, like anything over like that's why you see me kind of fluctuate a lot within my style and like getting rid of things because I always like to try and do different things. Um, what do you think of the hammock from Loewe? Oh, I do love it, Norma Garcia. I love it. Anything Loewe, I love. I think they do it really well. The hammock, I do like it. I don't know if I would add one for myself personally, but I do like it. And at Nordstrom, before we lost Loewe as a vendor at Nordstrom, it was a bag that a lot of people like to buy. We even sold a little bit. At one point, we were selling a little bit more of those than the puzzle bags, believe it or not. Peekaboo Benito says, "Good morning from Asia. What do you think of the Chloe Small Woody with straps suitable for a guy?" I'm not a big fan of the Woody toe, and I've said this in videos. It's just because for me, it reminds me of a Victoria's Secret shopping bag when I worked at Victoria's Secret. But I do think it's a really great bag for guys, and I do like the bag when I see it on other people. Not a bag for me, but I think it is suitable for guys, and I think for the price point, you get a lot of bang for your buck, especially when you compare it to like a Dior book tote. So I do think it is suitable for guys. I think any bag is, but that one it's a tote type style, so I'd say yes. Um, what's your favorite Tory Burch item right now or items? My favorite items right now from Tory Burch, honestly, gonna be my Miller sandals, just because Miller sandal season's about to start. And then my other one is going to. Oh, I'm finally burning the Tory Burch candle that I got for my birthday. That's something that I've been loving. It smells really lovely in my restroom and in my bedroom. And then my Tory Burch Eleanor that Tory Burch signed herself. That's also always going to be a classic. Those are some of my favorite Tory items right now. Um, I pay him to do push-ups. Gotta stop drinking Soylent. That's what Gavin said. Hi Sergio, I got a part-time job at Neiman's, so I get that employee discount. Oh my god, yes, that employee discount. And then whenever they do like your discount plus like additional, girl, you gotta tell me about that. All my friends tell me about all the like. I can't say this, but I get sent lists of everything, so I see everything, and I get offered a lot of things. But oh my god, girl, don't tell me about those sales because I know exactly what you're talking about. What are your thoughts on YSL Sunset bag and the Sherpa bag? The Sunset bag I love ever since it came out. I really like. see people complain that it's heavy. I don't really think that it's that heavy. And as far as Sherpa bags, I would not want to spend a lot of money on designer Sherpa bags, just because I would be so afraid to damage it. Yes, you could say, well, you have a toe for Marc Jacobs, another Marc Jacobs. Yes, they're nice, but they're not $3,000. They're not $2,500. They're not $2,000. They're under $300. And for me, I just can't trust myself to have like a YSL Sherpa bag, because I feel like I would damage it or something would happen to it. Um, I'm about to end the live stream, so if you guys have any final questions, I'll go ahead and answer them. Amanda says, Sergio, me encanta ahorita español, then back to English. I do it all the time. I love your videos. Ya sabes, I always go back and forth. When I don't know how to say something in English, lo digo en español, and I kind of bounce back and forth with it. Burberry says, I'm scared to buy pre-love because I'm afraid I may not land an authentic bag, so I end up buying boutique because I'm not sure how to enter the pre-love market. I would just buy from reputable sites like Fashion File and websites like that have like authentic guarantee, even like lifetime or like for 5 years and stuff. I would recommend that. Do you own any Versace belts? Yes, I have the Producer one. It's right over there, and I quite like it because I love to live the Versace fantasy. And with that, we're going to end the live stream, guys. I want to say thank you so much for everybody joining. I love each and every single one of you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And I will answer this last question by Lord Lex. Sandals recommendations under 500. I might be already on the track with Tory Burch and Stuart Weitzman, but any other brands? I would try Shoot sandals are really, really great. I've heard I heard nothing but great things about it. Because Shoes is like very underrated. I feel like it's kind of like a step up of like the other contemporary brands. But I would say I would check out Shoot's sandals. They're kind of cute. They're not super pricey like Tory. And then I would also check out Coach sandals, especially at the outlet. They have some really, really pretty ones too. And they're actually Coach. I will say Coach shoes are really reasonable compared to some of the other items within Coach. Their shoes, I would say, are really, really reasonable. So I would check Coach shoes too. Don't sleep on Coach footwear. I would pair boots, and they're really, really great quality. But yes, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hi, Sergio. What is your prediction about collaboration, Coach, and an artist? I don't know that answer. I could see them doing a collaboration with Megan Thee Stallion pretty soon. If you ask me, they've been like that because they did one for J Lo, so I don't see why not they won't do one for Megan Thee Stallion. And if they do that, I'm from Houston, she's from Houston, so I'm gonna buy the entire collection. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one next Friday at 7 p.m. Bye, guys. Take care.